Hello there everybody, and welcome back to Congestion Engineers. That's right, people, I'm still sick. Sorry about that, but as you can see by Lily's beautiful work lights, we have an iron boulder that we need to dig up today. In the previous episode, we did a whole bunch of work on our little starter base. In fact, it's all the way over... there it is. There she blows. Absolutely gorgeous, isn't it, in the distance? Today, what we're going to be doing is digging up a bunch of iron and setting up the quarry on the actual lake so that we can get some ice into our system. We can turn that into hydrogen to run the fuel systems and all the other good junk. And of course, I think maybe even more importantly, we're going to get into finishing off Lily's barn. That is the dream. Next episode, we will probably start tackling the actual farm structure, or maybe some other elements of the design. But today is all about Lily and her barn. And her barn is hungry. Lily is hungry. She requires many resources. In fact, this whole project is going to require many resources. And so setting up the quarry is absolutely the first thing we need to do. The couple million units of stone that we got from the initial dig out of the barn really sort of paved the way. It allowed us to get up to the point we are now where we have the majority of the tools we need to do everything else. We're not quite 100% there, but we're pretty damn close. And so, yeah, if I put this in there, this is going to sort of get us over that last little hump and allow us to really start building without too much concern for resources and things, and it takes away the survival element of it. But I mean, that's okay, right? As many people have pointed out in the comments, and thank you all so much for all the comments, this isn't really a survival series after, well, I mean, it is a survival series, but it's not really a challenge run as much after the first episode ends, and that's intentional, right? That's by design. These whole suit-only things are really, they're meant to be one-off episodes, but historically, people have just asked us to keep playing, so we do. And then we've learned the very valuable lesson of when you're going to play an open-ended series, you should have very clear end goals in mind, unless you plan to sort of emulate indentured servitude as best you can. They're calling him the most melodramatic man of all time. They're not wrong. Also, the Space Engineers 2 preview video we did has been up for a couple of weeks now, and I'm really interested to know what you think. Did you find it interesting? Was it like, does the game meet your expectations? Do you think that they're going in the right direction with it? I didn't love the storyline, I'm not gonna lie, and I really do agree with the majority of commenters that it felt incredibly AI generated. I know Keen is, and if you didn't know this, Keen is actually part of a larger organization whose primary focus is not computer games. It is the development of their own version of AI called Good AI. I don't know enough about it to really comment on the philosophy behind the process and all that, but I do know the game's primary purpose really is to fund that work. The founder of Keen Software House, Marek, is very much on the AI steamroller and is a big proponent of its benefit for humanity, from what I understand, but I myself remain incredibly skeptical of that line of thinking. I have yet to discover a brand new technology that is exclusively for the benefit of man and not primarily for the benefit of the manufacturing corporation. So, you know, for as long as we have profit over people, I don't think we're ever going to have people benefiting in, you know, the expense of profit. But that's just me using good old rhetoric to figure out how things actually work. Ah, what a silly man. Don't you know, Baldy? That's communism. It's communism to question. The irony, of course, being that I think not questioning might be one of the hallmarks of totalitarian communist states. Anyway, I don't know what it is about digging in these boulders, but I always riff. I think literally the last time I was digging up iron, Magic cut it out of the previous episode. Or maybe I didn't even send it to him. That would have been wiser. I had a whole spiel about people complaining about the communism jokes in the Workers and Resources video. And those were primarily there as sort of a tongue-in-cheek, like, hey, comrade, I see what you're doing. Maybe you should do it a little bit better. People matter more than ideologies, always. Something about digging a hole just makes a man philosophical. Speaking of functional economic systems, you guys see the The entire world was allegedly riding on the NVIDIA economics report. Now, the quarterly report. Now, listen, I don't think that's entirely true. I think it's a little alarmist. I think that, we're NVIDIA at the tank. Something else will come up and take its place, and the markets will adjust, and people will adjust, and everything will continue. People aren't just going to fall over and die because the stock does badly. Unless maybe they're very heavily invested in said stock, and or they're old, and or their pension is tied up in the S&P 500, in which case they might genuinely fall over and die if this whole thing falls apart. So there are some real stakes. But that being said, I don't think that NVIDIA quarterly report is the end-all and be-all of every economy on Earth. But it does kind of hint that maybe we haven't quite got the best system if a single company could be in this position. And they put out that they put out that notice that was like, hey, we're not Enron, I promise, or that internal memo that got leaked. And everyone's like, yeah, dude, you're not Enron, you're Cisco. The AI build-out is insane, right? The data centers are enormous. They are going to absolutely be useless when the AI bubble eventually collapses. Well, except maybe not, right? Maybe that is how the big money gets made. Maybe if you are the one to figure out who can use those data centers when the eventual need for them for AI disappears, either through the development of AGI, which would make itself so efficient that the data centers are no longer required, or through the development of, or just through the collapse of the hype. Either way, the data centers are still going to be there, right? And so whoever can best leverage them is going to be the next company to really soar. I mean, we saw that with the dot-com bubble, There was massive infrastructural build-out, way overhyped, way overspending. Companies were, fixing their books so that they could get, more investment and keep building and keep the money train rolling. And ultimately, all it ended up doing was giving the world a whole bunch of broadband it didn't know how to use, and that's what built the internet, right? Like Google latched onto that and became the #1 search engine, and then bought YouTube, and then YouTube became what it is. This wouldn't exist if the dot-com bubble hadn't happened. We wouldn't have the infrastructure. The incentive wouldn't have been there. And so now you got to wonder, all these data centers are still going to be there when OpenAI eventually realizes that a $5 trillion valuation or whatever they're at with like 12 billion in revenue isn't really sustainable. and the rest of the world catches up with that realization. And I think there's a good chance they're all going to disappear, but the data centers won't, so who can use them? If you could answer that question down in the comments, ideally, you're going to be very, very rich if you can make the right bet right now. Anyway, this is not financial advice. I'm stupid. I'm also fully laden with iron. God, that was a ramble, wasn't it? I was genuinely just padding runtime. Magic said there was too many time lapses in the previous episode. He's like, Miles, you gave me 20 minutes of actual footage and then, 4.5 hours of time lapse. It was a little unbalanced, I'll admit. Oh God, we're a little heavy. But fear not, for today, it will be nothing but content. Maybe a little time lapsing. And a little manslaughter as a treat. Oh, someone did mention, and this is a fantastic suggestion, that we should really adjust the steering on these so that the back wheels also counter turn. I think that is a great idea. There we go. Just tighten up that turning circle a touch, because I've been struggling to get in here. Also, I am beginning to think maybe we do want the top connection. Lily's mostly used just to ferry ore anyway. It's just this back one's it's just a bit of a, I keep smashing it. It's a bit of a problem. Okay, we have proximity. Why don't you lock? There we go. And that'll drain Lily of all her juices. Aha, I hear welding. Perfect. Perfect. Oh, excellent. Okay, so we're making a bunch of construction components there. Lovely. Lovely. Gorgeous. We got steel plates flowing in, which means we have a road being built. Oh, yes, and of course, Lily's going to get her repairs. Very long overdue. Very happy for you, kiddo. Oh, we do have some boobles in here. Oh, very nice. Wish we could put something... Can I put stuff in there? No, I wish I could put something in there. Put one of Fido's friends in the damn pit. Put him in the chamber. Okay, but this is what we're going to be working on today. We're going to specifically be working on the quarry and on the barn for Lily. Quarry comes first, though. So we need to build the walkway out there. We need to link up the connectors. I guess they call them conveyors, right? We need to set up the drill. We need to, let's sort of like build it out and get all the rotors and things aligned correctly. We need to set up the mining script. And lastly, we need to expand storage. So I'm thinking realistically here, we want like 4 large industrial cargo containers, right? Just somewhere to put all that ice so we don't use it. And then we also need to build up, I think in the greenhouse here, I'm going to add, how many farm plots do we have? I think I want like 20 farm plots. I need to have O2 tanks. I want to have hydrogen tanks. I want to have at least 1, right? I would like to have O2H2 generator in there. Probably 2 of them. And what else do we need? It would be awesome if we had an automated like harvester. That would all be pretty cool. In the house, what do we want in the house? We want a bedroom, of course. We need a bathroom. We want living. And of course, we must have the fish tank. Oh, and a kitchen. Okay, so I think that is the majority of what we need to include in all this. The farm shop itself we'll figure out later. The rotating dock we'll figure out later. And the barn we're going to get to today. So it's quarry, it's going to be the quarry, and it's going to be the barn today. In fact, I'm just going to move this up so that it's visible on here. Okay, awesome. So, what do we want to start with? I think we need to get started with the walkway and the gantry. Alright, I need to eat some food, and we need to get ourselves over to this location here. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I did note it. Is it this one? Nope, that's 30 kilometers away. Is it this one? No, that's 30 kilometers away. Okay, I did not note it. But there was a perfect sweet spot right about here. I need to get the lily out and map it again. Where we had, in like a reasonable about 10-meter radius, we had a little bit of everything. Iron, nickel, and cobalt. Here it is. This was the spot. Right here. Right there. We have layered deposits, one on top of another, straight down, just deep, right? So we just got to go down to about, let's say 30 meters, and we got to do, I mean, we could just dig a pretty small hole at about 30 meters right here, and we would hit all the deposits, but I think I'll go a little bit wider. But let's add this. Okay, so put the quarry site right there, and that is going to be the epicenter of what we want to build. Oh God, please don't crash. Ah, beautiful Scottish weather. That's right, people, we've got ourselves a mine, and it is a mighty fine mine, if I do say myself. I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. Now, if you haven't seen these before, I pretty much use them in every single series. At this point, it's actually kind of ridiculous how often these have pitched up. This is an auto mine, and the way it'll work is it will spin this rotor around in a circle, right? As it draws that circle, the drill bits will be able to dig stuff around them. As the drill swings around, it will also move across with the pistons, right? It'll do horizontal and then it'll do vertical. And I think having this many drills might actually be a problem. Looking at it now, we might be a little bit too close over. Although, yeah, because when this turns, it's going to be too wide. I think we might actually need to cut off a couple of those drills. Let's just do a quick measurement here. So, my bones. Thank you. So this will extend to 3 times its length, right? So we'll have 1, 2, 3 extension. And then there is an additional block on the front, and then another one. Okay, this is too long. Ah, crud. If I just cut this off. Okay, obviously it's going to scatter stuff all over the floor, but will the... Uh-oh. 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 Ah, it'll buff out. Are you going to grind stuff? You should. You should. We need janitor mode. There we go. I do want you to grind stuff. Use grind color is on. Okay. So I want to, let's just pick an arbitrary color. Something I'll never use. Something truly hideous. Like this purple. This purple right here. And I will recolor this block to be this hideous lavender. Beautiful. Oh, it sickens me. Slanesh players in chat just absolutely frothing at the mouth right now, as is tradition. But we want to set the current build color. Wait. Be that one. And then hold. I've clicked all the wrong buttons, haven't I? Okay, one of those has done the right thing. Okay. So are you going to grind this pink monstrosity, or am I going to do this by hand? Weld before grind. Grind if weld gets stuck. Oh, it's doing it. It's doing it. Okay, cool. So that'll pick all that stuff off. Beautiful. Meaning that if you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you'll go to there. Honestly, we don't even need an extra drill. That'll be fine. Okay, may have hit the ground a little hard. Not to worry. It'll buff out from my bones. Okay, now I believe it's fine to do this. I think. We will find out together. I think that's okay, because these will never swing out, which means we could have probably done it the way we did it before, but yeah, we yellow, whatever, it's fine. Alright, the next step is to load up the mining script, and this is slightly involved. So, you are my automation programmable block. Wrong. You are PB Autominer. Okay, you don't have to use this block type, I just like the way it looks. Okay, we are going to edit the content. We are going to browse the scripts. We are going to hit refresh. We are going to check automatic mining platform. Beautiful. And we're going to quickly just look at how I'm supposed to tag it. There is a way. You got to say like mine thing vert. Here we go. Yeah, you got to use the HOR tag for the name of the horizontal pistons, the HOR tag, and then also the VER tag. Okay. I think that is right. Then you got to run a few commands, the setman, Okay, cool. Copy to editor. Check the code. Compilation successful. Okay. Components are not ready. Correct. Alright, so I need to do some naming. You are /mine, well, not me, no. Mine 01 /HOR /. Okay, so I then should be able to copy that and add it to these, and this will become vertical. Okay, so those are my 3 vertical pistons. That's my horizontal one, and my advanced rotor will be rotor mine 01. I can't remember if I need to put mine 01 at the front of the thing or in the middle of the text. I don't remember. Okay, config is failed. Not found, not found, not found. Let's recompile and see if that fixes it. Oh no, I think we've done everything correctly. I think I just need to hit set. I forgot about that step. So I need... I mean, honestly, these buttons would work pretty well for this. You give me this. Run with the command set. Is it capitalized? I don't remember. No, it is not. Okay, so you will set the label. Excellent. Then I want you to run with the argument start. And then I want you to run with the argument stop. think that's the correct terminology. It might be pause. So if I hit set... Yes, all components are not ready. Roaches detected. Drills not found. Drills. Yeah, we have to add the drills. Don't forget the drills. We just need to copy this. Drill. Mine one. Okay, and now set. Yay. Okay, so configuration's done. We have 3 vertical pistons. Check. 1 horizontal piston. Check. 4 drills. Check. Rotor detector. Check. Components ready. Ready to start. Beautiful. They're spinning. Very nice. I mean, the rotor start position's a bit wonky, but whatever. Okay, so what it's going to do, it's going to kind of just like wobble in the air for a while. It's just going to draw some, it's going to shadow box, basically, by mining concentric rings of nothing. There we go. It's returned to its set position. And now she's going. Beautiful. And it'll do this again and again and again as it completes rotations until it's fully extended. And then what it'll do is fully retract, go down a step, and then do the whole thing again, fully extend, go the whole thing again, fully extend, blah, blah, blah. Then it'll go all the way back, and then it'll go down another bit, and then down and down and down and down and down and down, down, mining everything in its path. Okay, so that sounds pretty underwhelming, right? It's like, okay, good job, buddy. You managed to dig up air. Congratulations, you could have done that without the help. Well, this is where the magic comes in, and I don't mean the mushroom for once. Instead, this is where, we need to get some new cargo containers involved, because they are going to be storing all of the stuff we dig up, and we have until that thing touches ice to collect this stuff. And I gotta figure out where I'm putting all of this. I mean, honestly, it seems fairly sensible to connect them to this, the refinery. And there's a port right there. Yeah, well, that one worked out, huh?
I could get used to late nights, dancing my place. I could get used to long drives, cab rides, your place. I could get used to be fighting just for the hell of it, and you putting up with it, 'cause you love me to bits. Late nights, dancing our place. I could get used to this.
Oh, baby, there we go. We've hit pay dirt. A little bit of nickel over here, and a ton of iron. That's what we needed. I have been running back and forth, finishing off that iron boulder that we started this episode at for the past lifetime, pretty much. So, very nice to see the industrial refinery getting to work. Oh, beautiful. Oh, beautiful. There's all the parts coming in. Okay, we're up to 6 industrial cargo containers up there now, and that is only just barely holding all the ice. We picked up something in the realm of 6 million ice, which is a little bit too much, maybe. They're all a little full. We do have 1 singular cargo container yet unfilled, which is just insane. It's just madness. I'd love to have 1 million iron. That would be more like it. We've got a lot of ice to go, but we are now hitting the actual pay dirt, and the next wave of this is going to pull in just so much ore. Oh, it's going to be incredible. Oh, we're getting like right up against the rim there. Okay. I think we need to take that back the line. Yeah. That's a little more like it. Oh yeah, we picked a fantastic spot for this silo mine. This is just about perfect. I can't really think of anything else we need. I mean, that is so much ore. That is just so much ore. It is beautiful. One thing we are going to run out of pretty quickly, though, is storage space. I'm a little worried. Yeah, we are coming up 50,000 left. 50,000 liters, that is. And I don't think it's going to be enough. I think we need to add more in here. And the question becomes, do we try and go up the slope further? I don't think so. I think I do eventually want to maybe do something with that. So instead, we go back. We go into the mountain. We must delve more deep and more greedily. Nothing's ever gone wrong with doing that. A lot of historical and literary evidence to suggest that that is completely fine, and that no one has ever paid any sort of unintended consequences, or perhaps been, I don't know, defeated by a demon that they have accidentally summoned by hollowing out the heart of the mountain or whatever. I mean, that doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen. Okay, 3 more back there in the chamber. Beautiful. I love that you can just build inside rock in this game. It is something I constantly exploit and will never ever stop. You can't make me. I mean, you could, but you'd have to find me. Yeah, the drills are still being emptied. Okay, we are collecting resources. Now, we don't actually have to do that. We don't have to just stockpile everything we can. Just hit pause on this. And by the way, I was wrong. The argument for the 3rd button should not have been stop. That, you know, completely clears the instructions. I think pause is the one I wanted, where it just kind of says, oh, okay. Just stop what you're doing for now, and we'll get back to you. It's crazy that this is solid ice all the way down. I figured the ice layer would stop sooner, but this is just solid nickel. And now we got into sort of spotty iron. If I go below this... Okay, we're back to ice. I see. Where's the cobalt? Over there. We don't really need much right now, so I'm kind of fine maybe with hitting pause once we finish this layer. Let that refinery do some work and catch up. You versus the guys she tells you not to worry about? No, babe, your ore mining radius is perfect. The big ones scare me. You know what? Take me. It's 39 minutes past midnight. It's a Wednesday. A bit of work for a million years. Just end it. Yeah, I deserve this. Oh, man. Alright, so what have we done? We have built the walkway and gantry up there. Beautiful. We have linked up the conveyors. We've set up the drill. We've set up the mining script. We've expanded the storage by 9 industrial cargo containers, actually. It was what we needed. I way undershot it. Wow. Alright, so the quarry is done, people. D-O-N-E, done. So that can go on the to-done list. Beautiful. Which means the only other thing we wanted to do for today was to get the barn finished. And that just requires just a little bit of tweaking. I just want to do a tiny bit of decoration, a little bit of lighting, and I want to set up a better connector for Dear Lily. Okay, and you need to stop. You are done. We will eventually set you mining again, but we need to process some of the stuff we have collected. You can press that one. There we go. So that should be paused. Beautiful. It says paused. Stunning! Oh, don't fall in the hole. You're not getting out of the hole with no hydrogen. Alright, so it's gonna just sort of slowly finish off building all that. That was just gorgeous. Hey, very nice. Alright, so this is all a bit of a dud. It didn't work out. It wasn't really functional. The welders, cool idea, but just not really what we needed. Can I switch to that awful lilac? And I should then be able to do this. And the nanobot should do some of this for me, I think. No? It's never easy, is it? Oh, of course they won't, because the one over here isn't configured to do this. So no, that's asking a bit much, in fairness. So what we need to do is go here. We need to go to Nanobot Sun. And we need to put it on fly mode so we can pick up all these extra components I'm dropping on the ground. Alright, so how are we going to do this? Well, we're probably going to have to clear out a little bit more space at the back. But we can definitely drop this. Gadunk. Which it should now presumably pick up. We'll find out. We can drop all of this. Oh, including my rotating light. Gonna miss you. Okay, so we need to put a rotor on this block right here so that we can have a connector point that can then swivel down and sort of just come into a more correct alignment. I don't love the situation we've got right now. Maybe even doing it with small grid. Yeah, that'll just give us a bit sort of slightly tighter clearances. Okay, give me this advanced connector. It's the only way. Straight up. You know what? Go back another block. We're just gonna have to clear out all of this crud. And you're not crazy. The components did fall through the earth there. It does happen. They kind of get spawned inside the voxel, and then they have no collision because the collision is the skin of the voxel, I think. And you get some strange behaviors. Also, you do not need a advanced rotor part. I need you to get the other one. Really been loving these console things this time around. Every season I find a new block where I'm like, ooh, I like this. I like this very much. I'm thinking we just chuck this little fella right there, you know? Just a little variety. This is going to be our Lily docking rotor. And this is going to get a medium head. Yes, it's the 3x3 small head, I believe. Yes, that's the one we wanted. Okay, cool. So we're now on small grid. Okay, I think we'll put that around about there. And then it needs one of these. Honestly, it probably needs to go a little bit further, actually. And we need to go up a bit. Okay, Lily docking rotor. Give me a tiny bit of velocity there, boss. Okay, you are indeed moving upwards. I wonder where, like, sort of roughly we want it. Maybe right about there? Yeah, so I'd say if we wanted it there, probably gonna need to go out another block. Or maybe not? No, we need to go out like another half space. Right? Something like that. And then it can turn. Okay, you stop moving for a second, would you? Thank you. And then we do one of these. And then we do one of these. Okay, let's see how close that gets us. Okay, let's see if this little speed bump is enough to protect the conveyor. It appears to be. Okay, we definitely do need to widen that road. I built the conveyor in probably quite possibly the worst possible place for it, which is, well, that's just about right on brand. I don't think it's ever going to look particularly good. I should have just used the flat conveyors. I don't know why I didn't. Here we are. Compounding errors. It's the other name for this channel. Okay, don't smash anything. Donk. How close am I? I really need that docking camera. Not that close. We might actually need to add some more length onto it. I don't know if we're quite there yet. Yeah, we need to just come out just that little bit more. I think that's pretty dang close. I think that might be just what we're looking for, actually. Wow, lucked into it. Okay, I need to put a docking camera on you. I'm going to smash something. Can we get this? Cut away. Can I get camera? Oh, you don't want to build there? You don't like that? Oh, interesting. I mean, we could just do it that way. Or that way. Yeah, it works. Sure, fit that over there. Okay, cool. So that is our docking. Slowly go back. Lock. Done. Beautiful. Okay, so Lily has an adaptive connector, which means she can park in the center of the garage, not all skew and torquing. It was a clang disaster waiting to happen. Now we need some lights. Okay, lights. Pretty easy to do. I think it's gonna start with we need some beams on the ceiling. Definitely gonna be a big part of this. And straight up, like honestly, I think we need to go full size. Because otherwise we won't be able to build anything. Unless, can I get one there? And then, how deep did we cut that? Oh, this might just work. Oh, we might have just gotten very lucky. Me scraping my head against the top seems to have saved us. And then we can fade it in with one of those. Oh, it's gorgeous. Oh, it's so beautiful. Oh, it's slightly offset because I forgot that this is an even numbered size cave, which is, well, it's certainly one of the design decisions of all time. I think I was gonna do corner lights, but I think this might be a spotlight type of situation. You know, just a couple of these lads right here, showing the world what we got. I think it's a double-angled floodlight in the back wall type of situation. It's a rare kind of build. Wouldn't be surprised if you haven't come across it before. You know, many people, the cowards, They say, large unemployed, you can't do that. You can't put double-angled lights at the back wall. You're a 31-year-old bald man. And I say, you know what? Don't tell me what I can't do. Watch what I can do. And then they say, is chat in the room with us now? Does chat tell you to do bad things? When you take your medication, is chat any louder? Yeah, once that stops flashing, we can get an idea of how this looks. Oh, I like it. Oh, I like it. I think that's just enough light. I don't think it needs any more. I don't think it needs any more. Hit the button. Oh, it's beautiful. Oh, it's perfect. No notes. Oh, yes, dude. We are cooking. This is the most heavily fortified farmstead I've ever seen. Oh, it's beautiful. Alright, so, big success today. We managed to dig ourselves a big old pit. That's right, he's digging holes again. You thought I was done with episode 4? Wrong. Wrong. More holes, more dreams, lots of holes, lots of dreams. Lots of dreams for our holes, lots of holes for our dreams. Everything a dream and a boy and a man and a hole you could ever want. It's good to be back. Well, thank you everybody so much for watching. Myself and my chunky Lily over here will be, we'll be gladly reading those comments down in the description. There's been some slander, some people claiming, alright, that the comments are not being read. They're being read, it's just that for the first time in a very long time, there is a bit of a delay between the recording of these episodes and the publication and editing thereof. I am comically employed at the moment. It is actually egregious. I am transitioning out of my full-time job into doing part-time ad hoc work, which I'll start in earnest in January next year, and that'll give me more time to work on this sort of stuff. But in transitioning out of that full-time job, I'm having to train my replacement, as well as like a bunch of other new people who've just started, and it is just Anyway, you don't care about all that. Thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you all in the next one, where Magic takes off his pants. Thanks everybody, and as always, cheers.
You made it to the end of the video. Congratulations and thank you. That puts you in the top 3% of viewers. Here's another video that YouTube thinks you're going to like, and here is a list of all the patron and channel member names. If you don't see yours on there, you can find a link down in the description where you can sign up and support this content directly. If your name is on there, well, you probably already know that, huh? So, what are you still doing here?